Chryst was hired by Texas as the offensive analyst. Before we all get into this whole thing, let's just go ahead and dig into his resume so we have something to go off of. Pittsburgh's record, he was 19-19 as a head coach. Then I don't know how the hell he got a head coaching job after that performance at Wisconsin, but he did.
Don't remind me, please.
60,
please.
He was 67-26 at Wisconsin. 2016 and 2017 Big Ten Coach of the Year, and his bowl record is actually pretty good at 9-2. He only lost one time at Wisconsin and lost one time at Pittsburgh. So there's your breakdown for your boy. Going to be the offensive analyst out there. We're at Steve Sarkisian. What y'all thinking, man? Good hire? Bad hire? What's he going to be doing?
I mean, as an offensive analysis, really kind of exactly what is he going to be doing besides kind of giving his input? It's still the Stark show over there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe getting help with helping out with the run game, as Master P just said now. Maybe helping analyze which quarterback to switch, because it's kind of a two-way battle between Malik Murphy and Quinn Ewers for Texas. So maybe, how about the young Arch Manning? Be like, it's not your year. Not your year just yet. I'll help you with what little I can, but yeah, probably just mainly helping out with the run game. Other than that, again, it's still the Steve Sarkisian show down there.
Here's the thing: you bring up him helping out Arch Manning. His best quarterback was Graham Mertz, and we saw how that went.
Yep. I just want to give a shout out to the chat real quick. Billy Hoyle, appreciate you coming through and never seen your name. Too Evil to Hope, my boy. He said, "Good to have you back. I appreciate being back." We got way bigger fish down in the bayou from Master P. Master P done came through twice now. Chris only knows the run game. Why his someone that only knows half of offense? I don't. Why hire? Why is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
I'm gonna assume. Yeah,
Chris is going to be punching numbers into Excel. That's it.
I was about to say, he's not gonna have, it's an offensive analysis. It's not like O-line coach, running back coach, QB. It's offensive analysis. We'll take your input and we'll throw it right in the complaint department, aka the trash can.
Yeah.
All the input's going to be run it on 3rd and 20, run it on 3rd and 2, run it on 1st and 10. Just run it. Screw the quarterback. Just run it. That's his only input.
Well, I detect a hint of pain in your voice there, Hayden.
Very much.
Here's the thing, though. Like Sora said, Sarkisian's still going to be in charge of this offense. He's an offensive analyst. You see this happen everywhere. Will Muschamp was a defensive analyst. He's kind of in a co-defensive coordinator role at Georgia now. But analysts literally do nothing but analyze and help prepare teams and help the coaching staff with ideas. You can only have 10 on the field coaches during the game. He's probably not going to be on the field. He'll have a headset, probably talking to somebody maybe. But I always say this about any head coach that's been a head coach before that's an analyst, that goes into an analyst position. Having a head coach as an analyst is always a plus. I don't care if it's in this situation. It's not somebody that's particularly that good on offense. It's always a plus to that team to have an existing head coach as either an analyst or even as a coordinator on that team. I'm a true believer in that.
I mean,
I'm sure his main things could just going to be studying film in the film room. I'm sure that's going to be his main purpose there.
Studying the film room, working with the offensive coordinator. That's probably what it's going to be. And honestly, I'm happy to see he found somewhere else to go. Now it's time for Jim Leonard to do the same. But it's like, I'm happy for him.
Well, here's the thing, like with Paul Chryst, though. So, I mean, if you're looking at the numbers, 67-26 is nothing to scoff at. Being a coach of the year twice, having a 9-2 bowl record.
Back years too.
So what you're doing, I mean, to me at this point, is you're bringing a lot of positivity not only into that offensive room. That, I mean, call it what it is. They were a little anemic from time to time. Xavier Worthy has not lived up to his potential. Some games he looks way better than he does in others. So. But you're having somebody that's going to overanalyze everything, but also teach himself, on what he did wrong at Wisconsin, learning from a totally different offense and maybe being able to put a different perspective or a different spin. I would have liked to see what he would have done with Bijan Robinson there, to be completely honest. Just because of how run heavy he was.
Or even Roschon.
Either one.
Yeah.
They would have cooked with Paul Chryst there. Like, we would have seen if he was there like last year, we would not be having this talk about Bijan like being all one-sided here and there. He would be a way better player if Paul Chryst was there. And that's just unbiased because look at some of the running backs he had when he was with Wisconsin. Biggest one, Jonathan Taylor. Braylon Allen was not even supposed to be like playing in 2021. Not at all. And he made Braylon Allen like come on the scene, be talked about as one of the best running backs in the Big Ten in general. You also have him making Jalen Berger look good before he transferred out to Michigan State University. So it's like he produces amazing running backs.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's the thing. First, let me read Yao Ming's comment. I don't mind this hire. He's overqualified for it. I agree with that.
I mean, it's not like he's going to be there for multiple years. This is probably like a 1 year. I'm sure next year somebody's going to hire him as a higher position.
I have a take on that after I read this comment. Chryst got fired because he couldn't adjust to recruiting. He had one guy in the recruiting department versus 100 every other Power 5. I mean,
yes.
A lot of good head coaches are able to recruit by themselves too. I mean, Mike Norvell is one of those dudes. Billy Napier is another one of those guys. I'm just calling out Florida guys, but I mean, for all accounts, for all accounts, I mean, Willie Taggart was like that too. He just sucked at coaching. So you have people that are Jimbo Fisher. I'm naming all Florida dudes, but those are just the names that come to mind that can recruit their ass off every single time. Now the other thing that I have for this too is this maybe setting him up for like in a position where if Steve Sarkisian doesn't perform the way that he is, this guy is probably the next. Oh my goodness, what is going on?
What
the hell?
I don't know, bro.
I'm not gonna lie. Hayden, I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was because you like moved your arm mic again, and I was about to lose it.
I muted myself. It ain't me.
Yeah, bro, that was crazy.
I don't know what happened, bro.
And please don't name Charlie Strong next. Nah, I'm not gonna name Charlie Strong. But Charlie Strong was one of those coaches that could just never get it done, no matter what happened. You could be a nice guy, you could be a great recruiter, but again, he's got the Willie Taggart syndrome. That's what I'll call it. But
unfortunately,
what Paul Chryst, if Steve Sarkisian doesn't do well, who's the next most qualified coach to coach Texas?
Paul Chryst. It's Paul Chryst.
Ding, ding, ding.
And
if you can learn to be more versatile, you have a recruiting powerhouse here at Texas. and we want to be great again. And your resume looks fairly good.
Like, take out Pitt, just look at Wisconsin, and it looks good. Like, Paul Chryst, though, the thing that really didn't work with him was later years. He could not adapt to the Big Ten going more pass heavy from run heavy. He was coach of the year when the Big Ten was more run heavy in 2016, 2017, when he had Jonathan Taylor, the best like college running back for a minute, you know? But like he just couldn't make Mertz what he showed what Mertz could be, and he just could not adjust. That's the only thing with Chryst. If he can learn how to adjust at Texas, he would be a good coach in college football. He would be.
I completely agree. And if you think about when he started struggling, it was pretty much at the start of that COVID year when Graham Mertz got there. And it was kind of like time to open up that offense, and that's when the struggle started. And if you look at that overall record at Wisconsin, hey, you tell me, they lost 4 in the COVID year, and then 5 the year after, and then how many? I mean, so you're looking at almost he was winning 10 games a year almost every single year,
like showing why he was a Big Ten Coach of the Year. Does it help you have Jonathan Taylor? Yes, but he was still creating the schemes. He was still putting Taylor in the position to succeed at the time. That's the thing.
Yeah. Let's not act like Paul Chryst is a bad head coach. I mean, he's not.
Like, I have a ton of respect for Paul Chryst, for what he did at the time here in Wisconsin, keeping our bowl game alive, keeping us like in the top like 25 when he was here in Wisconsin, and for producing talents like Jonathan Taylor, like Quintez Cephas, might I add, too, my boy.
I messed up on this graphic. His bowl record is actually 7-2, but
Yeah.
that was my bad. But yeah, I mean, still, that's pretty damn good. Nobody sniffs 7 wins.
And
I
how
wanna
many
say
of those
this.
were New Year's Six? How you right?
He only lost one bowl game, and that was versus Justin Herbert and Oregon in 2019. That was his only bowl game loss here at Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Hey,
If Chryst ever becomes head coach at Texas, I'm Asian anymore. I'm not Asian anymore.
Hey, like, if he learns to be more diverse and actually can make the playbook to go with it, it will be a good hire. I'm saying that completely unbiased because I did not like Paul Chryst
So
the
let's
last 2 years.
let's do
Anti-Chryst here.
let's do a vote real quick. Good hire or
Okay.
bad hire? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Yep. So
thumbs up.
It's a
Thumbs
good
up.
hire.
it's a great hire. I agree. He's overqualified, but
Very.
I love coaches that take a step back and try to reevaluate their situations too.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they need to do.
You know, to me, as far as his future goes, the only thing that separates him from being good and great is just hiring elite offensive coordinators. Because, I mean, that can solve the problems for you.
We saw what he can do with defensive coordinators. Jim Leonard was one of the best when he had him.
And guess who
It's
is
just
the
offense.
assistant to the head coach that's also there? That was a great head coach. Gary Patterson.
Mm-hmm.
That coaching staff, when
my
you
guy.
really peel back the layers, this coaching staff is elite, bro.
Very, yeah.
I mean, because you got two assistants that could be head coaches for this team if they suck. If Steve Sarkisian sucks again.
I'm just saying, keep an eye out. I hate saying this. If Iowa underproduces and they fire their coach, keep an eye out for him going back to the Big Ten.
You think so?
Maybe.
If he can learn, yeah, definitely.